Islan Le Pen's dream was to become a beauty therapist in one of the many salons in Haiti. That was before January's earthquake. The walls of her home collapsed while she was inside. Island escaped with just a broken leg, but in the immediate aftermath of the disaster, she was not deemed a medical priority. After a week of waiting, it was already too late. Amputation was the only option. Learning to walk again, simply standing, and coping with a prosthetic limb is a daily struggle. Today, Island is trying her new leg for the first time. With a large team already in Haiti, even before the quake struck, the French NGO Handicap International was able to respond quickly to the needs of victims. Within a few weeks, it had begun making temporary prosthetics for the country's thousands of amputees. The NGO has significant expertise in dealing with such catastrophes. This map shows just some of the most recent disasters the organisation has responded to. But fitting an artificial limb is the first stage of a long process. Victims must often undergo years of therapy and rehabilitation. Miriam also suffered a fracture in the quake after trying to protect her son's head. Despite an operation, infection took hold, which meant losing her leg.
I didn't want my son to be injured, so I tried to take the shock for him. He wouldn't have been able to withstand the blow. If a block had fallen on his head, he would have died, that's certain. So better it fell on my foot than fell on his head.
The term kokobe, meaning good-for-nothings, was frequently used in Haiti before the quake to describe those with disabilities. But the number of victims is forcing a rethink in attitudes.
Being an amputee doesn't mean life is finished. Life has to continue. I accept it. I accept how I am.
Handicap International currently has 450 staff in Haiti, which includes physiotherapists, prosthetists and psychologists. At the NGO's medical centre based in the Haitian capital, Island is trying to rebuild her life. The medical team in Port-au-Prince aim to make between 300 to 400 artificial limbs, splints and corsets in the next 6 months. By the end of April, 70 people, including Island, had been given a temporary prosthetic.
The sooner a person is fitted, the sooner we're able to work on their stumps. We prepare the person for this prosthetic. It lets them develop their self-esteem, and that's a good thing.
Qui est déjà tout à fait positive, et puis au niveau de l'estime de soi, c'est vraiment quelque chose de très bénéfique. Tu mets la jambe.
Handicap International also aims to train up Haitians themselves to continue its vital work. Island, like many of the quake's victims, will need many sessions of physio and other long-term care. She must wait several months for a more aesthetic finish and proper fitting limb.
I'm not able to push too much on the prosthetic, but I'm not afraid. I now have the chance to relive my life as before, like everyone.
It's estimated that Haiti has as many as 5,000 amputees following the January 12th tremor, an unprecedented number in modern times. Many question whether so many amputations were necessary, especially after such a massive international relief operation was launched.
There are some that say we didn't need to have so many people amputated. 5,000 is too much. There are those that say it was avoidable. Others who say we couldn't have avoided it. Personally, as Secretary of State for the Integration of Disabled People, I don't want to enter this debate.
Work began in 2008 on a draft law helping disabled people to integrate and adapt better to life in Haiti. That intended the state to take a greater role and give disabled people priority medical care and rehousing. But in the mud-ridden, crowded camps, many amputees remain reliant on foreign NGOs and aid. Months after the disaster, some parents are still frantically searching for their children. Many were evacuated abroad during the chaos. Salvini lost all trace of a 9-year-old daughter, Saida, who was pulled out from the rubble of her school and was sent to an unknown destination.
The stones were falling everywhere. They didn't stop falling. I begged Jesus, Jesus, tell me where my daughter Saida is. Everyone asked, where is Saida? I had no idea where she was.
Desperate, Saida's mother sought help from the International Committee of the Red Cross.
Saida's mother came to us as she was still looking for her child. We took up the search. And we started by looking on our lists for her.
Saida's name was broadcast daily on 4 radio stations in Port-au-Prince. The Red Cross investigated also the possibility of a medical evacuation abroad. Eventually, Saida's name was found on a list of children evacuated to Guadeloupe. More than 3 months after the earthquake, Saida was back in her mother's arms. During her stay in Guadeloupe, she was treated in a hospital and then taken in by a foster family. Authorities tracked her down through a list and put her back on a plane to Haiti. She will never forget what she experienced when her school was flattened.
When they found me, there were 2 bodies on me, one on my leg, the other on my head. When I got back home, Mum made me something to eat. We told each other jokes. I said how I felt and she organised a party for me.
Saida has high hopes for the future, insisting she wants to become a doctor. But the trauma of being buried alive has taken its toll. She still remains afraid of going inside buildings, preferring to go to a tented school instead. Nevertheless, she is one of the lucky ones in a nation still reeling.